Okay, lesson 209. I'm not a body, I'm free, for I'm still as God created me. Reviewing lesson 189. I feel the love of God within me now. The love of God is what created me. The love of God is everything I am. The love of God proclaimed me as his son. The love of God within me sets me free. So I'm straight out the gates again. Good morning for me. And spent yesterday with this lesson, and our day ended with Justine. I think she kind of twisted her ankle just standing, but in her shoes, and then it just kind of escalated to this experience of where she was in pain, and then she would cry, and then she got very hot. And it was just this like perfect storm of, I think she was really hot, hungry, and in pain. So it was that moment where I really anchored in the lesson that the love of God was all that's true, so that I could be helpful to her, because nothing was seeming to help her, or she would be okay for a second and then she would wail again and be really upset. So I just turned into this, I feel the love of God within me, and I kind of was working with this like, love is all there is. And then I really got myself centered, like, we are going to help you, it's okay. And we did. And my husband wanted to like wrap up her ankle to stabilize it, and that's what we did. And next thing you know, she's eating more, she's drinking fluids, she's back to herself. It was like, but she was getting like kind of delirious at one point, and it was like, but it's so important to anchor into this, the truth. And my mind was going into different directions, like, what if it's this, what's that, we don't know what to do, and we're looking at each other like, because when she can't tell us what's wrong, but we figured it out, we did our best, but we really anchored in the love of God. And to me, it's talking about how the Course is based in basically love is all that's real. So that helps me not go off onto these fear tangents. Almost like, well, what if it's this terrible thing? So meaning that there are terrible things are real instead of the love of God is real. And so whatever path it is, love is behind it. Don't have to be afraid. You can follow different paths. Like if we needed to go to emergency care or something, it's like not making that terrible, just anchoring in the love is all that's real. And I really love the teaching from Jennifer Hadley, that she's always taught me that in any circumstance that even appears terrible for a moment, more love can be expressed. Like we were loving on Justine. We were like, okay, whatever you need, okay, we can be, I gave her a bath. We tried all kinds of things. And we went to the store. We didn't have this like ankle wrap stuff, so we went and bought it. And we're in the car, and she's holding my hand, and it's like, more love is expressed. And yeah, that's the point. So, just to really, I think these practices are so crucial to be spending time meditating on the love of God within you, because then that anchor is available to you when you need it, and it becomes a quicker response. Like, it wasn't my first thing. My first thing was like, oh dear, that's a really upsetting cry. And but eventually I was like, okay, well, I am anchoring into calm, trust, and love. We got this, you know. And so I'm not a body, I'm free, for I'm still as God created me. That also came to me just like I was kind of telling her, your body is healing. It's already healing this. It's already helping you. You're okay. You know, and just kind of hearing myself say that and knowing that that's what I believe. And she'll be okay. And yeah, life is okay. You just anchoring into love, because if you anchor into there's something wrong, there's something terrible, this shouldn't happen, I don't want this. I mean, it's very normal. But if you anchor in that, you've lost your peace. And so you want to, you know, I allowed all these thoughts to come, but then I was like, hey, we have to choose. We have to center, because that's how I can be helpful. And my husband was like a little upset at one point. He's very helpful and calm, but he was mad because I don't want to have an air conditioner. And he's like, it is hot. And I'm like, yeah. And I was willing to let that go yesterday, because we had moments where he was like, I'm buying a couple of them. And I was like, no. And then I said, well, I can't stop him. He can do whatever he wants. And I'm not going to protest them. I'm not going to stand in the window. So he can do whatever he wants. And I got to that surrender point, because I'm like, okay. And then he saw her kind of overheating and was like, hey, this is your fault, you know? And I was like, hey, don't add to it. That's all I said, like, don't add to this. We're working on helping her. So that's my reflection. Yeah, and looking forward to the next lesson. So the family's sleeping. I'm going to upload this, and have a great day. Much love.